Hello guys and welcome to Dread Awakening Fixes Balance Patch. This is the second balance patch during the Dread Awakening expansion, which means this might be the last one, or maybe we'll have time to see one more. The period of balancing hasn't been completely decided yet, so at first it was supposed to be 8 weeks. We don't really know we're gonna be sitting on that time lapse anymore, but here is the second batch of balances and it's time to check them out together. So bug fixes, fix blank loading screen, yes, then you will have the rat at the end. This is okay. Changes, Unity update, I don't know what this means. Balancing, discover the latest updates in Dread Awakening Balance Patch 2 right here. A lot of changes right here. Balance Patch May 2024. Mania, God Powers Ascended, War Ascended God Power gets changed. Deceptions Ascended God Power gets changed. Nature Ascended God Powers gets changed. And then the three, okay, I believe these ones are the 3 rank 1 mysteries for the mystery decks get changed. Replicating Ratification. I don't think I saw this card being played that much, so I assume this is a buff. I assume this is a nerf buff. Cradle of Secrets, maybe buff. I don't really know. It wasn't played that much, but maybe it's pretty broken right now. Ronella was absolutely a monster. Path of Light, I'm guessing a buff. Path of Death, I'm guessing another nerf. Regression, I'm guessing another nerf. No, actually we know this is a buff. It's a 1-mana regression now. Illustrious Cultist, I'm expecting a buff. And Daryl, Lord of Luster, I'm expecting a buff, maybe? It's time to find out. Let's start. Okay, Mania, War, Ascended GP, text change. Text change from Give Friendly Creature Blades to Give Friendly Creature Blades +1 strength. Does this make the GP playable? Probably not. I still think this is pretty damn slow, and getting +1 strength is not that big of a deal. Spending 2 mana is too much. But it's a buff nonetheless. Is this gonna change the archetype a lot? Who knows? I don't think so myself, but we'll see. Forgery, Deception Ascended GP. So from delve a card from your opponent's deck and get a copy of it, to reduce the mana cost of a card in your hand that didn't start in your deck by 2. Is this 2 mana still? If this was 1 mana, I would say maybe playable. But if this is 2 mana, oh my god, this is such a big hit. I don't think this is playable, guys. It's too slow. It's too slow. Because right now we're used to playing Granella and discounting cards like 3 or 4 cards and then feeling like, you know, that was not that bad and just going for a really sick, crazy, strong turn. This doesn't feel that way. And not getting the random cards also doesn't feel that way. So this is a super big blow on Control Deception or Deck Seal Deception. This is insanely strong, like a weak. I'm gonna say, I don't think I'm gonna be playing these that much anymore. It's just such a big difference. Because yeah, you cannot generate cards. What's the point of running this GP if the cards you wanted to discount, you were supposed to obtain them from this GP himself? So now you have to play Path of Deception. But we also know Ronella got changed, so Path of Deception probably it's not even worth it anymore. Let's keep reading, I guess. Deviation, Nature Ascended GPs, mana cost decreased, and text change. So the cost now goes from 2 mana to 1 mana. And it used to be Delve a Nature spell, which was pretty sweet. You would get like all you needed. It was pretty consistent. 2, give a creature +1 region and +1 strength until the end of turn. This is a big blow again. I think this just completely changes the archetype. This is now more well suited for aggro decks. And the thing is, do we really wanted this? I don't know. I actually don't know. I think this is just weaker overall. Edgepain says it's playable with wild and aggro. I don't think it is that good. And let me tell you, I just tried out. And the boar will not get the region and +1 attack. He's gonna miss it. Then he's gonna attack, and then you're gonna be in shambles, like I did. Nobody wants infinite value. I agree. Infinite value, it's not great for the game. I do agree. Infinite value is not great for the game. But if we get all of these changes, I am 100% expecting for Death to get a nerf. If Death doesn't get a nerf on these, I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna absolutely riot, I'm telling you. Mortal Rise, mana cost increase to 2 mana, and 2 mana. And let me tell you, I believe Mortal Insight was 0 mana. I actually believe this one was 0 mana. Let me check really fast for you. Because if Mortal Insight went from 0 mana to... Oh, I cannot check it on here. Oh my god. Well, it was 0. So this is a huge nerf again. This is just a huge nerf. This makes the common mysteries, I'm not gonna say unplayable. But there were a lot of decks that they didn't really go for the win condition with the legendary mystery, like getting out their magic. They would just play the mysteries for the value of the first wave of mysteries, which was the uncommon ones, because they were really good. And I kept saying it myself, mysteries are insanely strong. It feels like the first version of the mysteries, it's stronger than the last one. It's just easier to use, more versatile. It gets you out of war space, worse problems. You can draw for free, you can foresee for free. You could just play Otanda and get the 0 mana cost mystery, play it out, and just foresee for free because you would get another one. So you needed no setup at all. But now that's not possible. This is a huge nerf to the mysteries as well. And now I'm afraid because it's a nerf to deception, it's a nerf to nature, it's a nerf to magic, and if Death Dragons stay the same, I'm gonna absolutely hate it. Gotta nerf magic always. Okay. I'm dying. These are 2 big changes. Replicating Ratification. Text change. Change X from transform all non-legendary enemy creatures in your opponent's board, hand, deck, and void into 1/1 rats to transform all non-legendary enemy creatures in your opponent's board, hand, and void into 1/1 rats. So, wait, is it just me or they just changed the wording from enemy creatures? No, wait. In your opponent's board, and oh, no deck. They are not removing the deck anymore. Whoa, oh, that's a huge nerf. I think that makes replicating Ratification unplayable. Because although it had some really nice synergies with the Atlantean Relic, I remember some of you guys suggesting me to play that. And some people actually running it. This just makes the card like not good at all. Because even from that point, we never got a super big wave of players spamming this list over and over again. We had a few players trying it out and having some fun. But even at that point, the deck was not viewed as something insanely broken. Now that this got removed, I mean, I don't think this card is going to see any form of play. Let's go to the next one. Cradle of Secrets. Mana cost reduced, text change. Mana cost from 5 to 3, and it used to be add 5 random cards from your opponent's domain to your hand. Dread Touch reduce your mana cost by 2 to pull 3 cards from your void that did not start in your deck to your hand. Dread Touch reduce your mana cost by 2. This most definitely makes the card way more playable. I think that's actually a pretty big buff. Cradle of Secrets used to be a card that it was only playable on Seal, but I think with this change, it makes it playable on Constructive. So I think if there's some form, if there's some weird deck that still benefits from copying your opening cards, it might be playable. The only issue is, until we see how Ronella Doll got changed, this might still not be the best option. But that's exactly where we're moving on, because the next card online is Ronella Doll. Stats change, text change stats from 2 to 3, so plus 1 HP. It used to be reduce the mana cost of each card in your hand that did not start in your deck by 2. 2, after this creature attacks, reduce the mana cost of each card in your hand that did not start in your deck by 2. Ronella Doll needs to attack. It's not a card you can just combo out, play on your turn, play Nightcap, bring it back, make all different plays, decisions, toss to piece, get the discounts, discount the Ronella, discount it again, get a 0-1 mana cost, and then just discount over and over and over and over. get some busted turns. There's not gonna happen anymore. Ranella got absolutely destroyed. Ranella doll is not what he used to be. The I don't see my Ranella sticking to the board a single time. Like, just imagine, Chronicler Spire is just a better version of this minion on a way. And Chronicler has a lot of issues getting a hit. And you don't even need to be sitting on the cards already. Chronicler is good because you get value the moment she hits, no matter what you're sitting on your hand. For Ranella Doll to work now, you actually have to be sitting on the cards in your hand already. You have to have made up a setup beforehand. I think this might be the end of Ranella Doll. She didn't get hidden. She didn't get any crazy mechanic on there. So, yeah, not good. Not good at all. Maybe Cradle of Secrets Ranella Doll is just not out there anymore. Bat of Light, mana cost reduced, sex change, reduced mana cost from 2 to 1. Okay, so discounted mana cost, and it used to be delve a light legendary and add it to your hand to draw the chosen one. If it has 10 or more health, summon a 5/5 Lustric Acolyte and give it frontline. Pot of Light kinda opens up different scenarios, different strategies. Now you don't need to play Guiding Light, it's cheaper. I kinda like the card. You also get a 5/5 if you have it buffed. Now, is Chosen One playable? I don't really know myself. I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea if Chosen has been playable for a really long time. So is this gonna be it? Like, H-Pin had a version. I don't think this explicitly improves that version of the deck. But okay, that's it. Well, we're gonna move on to the next one. Pot of the Dead, mana cost increase from 2 mana to 3. And yes, you know it, which deck benefited the most from Pot of the Dead? I'll be honest, I think this is a card you could have run on any single dead list and you wouldn't be like sad about it. It was just a decent top deck. But specifically for Rock Drakes, if you were a pretty nasty Rock Drake player, this would be a card that would absolutely enable combos where you shouldn't done it before, because it would just give you so many outs. Your whole void was an option now. And at 2 mana cost, you could always Necronomics and then get 3 damage and then play Necronomics and basically refresh 2 more mana for free, which was pretty damn good. 2 more mana makes a hell of a difference, and especially if you're an experienced Rock Drake player. Now it's 3. Now it doesn't make it as easy to play. Now you have to be a little bit more efficient with how you play your turn. It's definitely gonna make it harder for them. I'm gonna say, even at 3 mana, in my eyes, Pot of Dead is still playable. Okay? I'm gonna say it. Even in my eyes, Pot of Dead is still playable. I don't think the card is dead, but it's most definitely not an out include anymore. I think people are gonna be debating whether they want to play this or not. I myself, I'm not sure, but I think it's not trash. We're gonna go to the next card, Regression. Mana cost reduce mana cost from 2 to 1. Now, what does this change even mean? Regression stays the same effect. I'm not even kidding. When the card was 2 mana, people still played Regression. They still did it. Now, this is a buff to a card, but we have to have in mind that God Power got absolutely nerfed, changed, destroyed, which means the game style doesn't stay the same. Now, although it's going to be easier for them to reach the late game, beating your opponent in the late game is not going to be as easy as just God Power and play a random card, you know? Not just God Power and heal. Now, Regression is a little bit stronger, but they need to have a better game plan. Now, what I don't like about this is Regression now might see some play on decks that didn't really go full control, like Food Chain. Like, now Food Chain just plays Regression just to stay alive. They don't even need the Arena God Power. They're okay without it. They're going to be a little bit more consistent now. They're going to be more annoying. They're going to stay alive a little bit more often. They're going to be able to pull Food Chain a little bit more consistently as well. So I myself, I think this is a direct buff to food chain decks, and regression is just gonna be under. And it's a good way of keeping that decks like Dragon Dead on a line. Because if you can just debuff those dragons for 1 mana, like Brood Parasites, like Blackfire Fletchlings, it's just gonna be demoralizing for them. So this is a card that needed to stay on the meta if we don't want to see just a meta of pure Dragon Deads left and right. And because I don't see a single Dragon nerf here, well, that's gonna be the best deck out there for a while, or I can tell you already. Everybody got hit. Everybody got hit with no Dragon Deaths. They stayed the same. Illusory Cultists, text remove burn 1. Oh my god, Illusory Cultists are better. Now they're just 5/5s. They're just 5/5, which means my original complaint about Illusory Cultists when you played from Teriel was Teriel gets absolutely denied by freaking 1 Unbound Flames because, I mean, some of them get ward, some of the, but yeah, they most of them get deleted. But okay, I mean, that's a big change. I guess Luster Cultists are gonna be a real option now. And then Teriel Lord of Luster, reduce mana cost from 8 to 7. Okay, that's big. It used to be summon Luster Cultists until your board is full. Each Luster Cultist randomly gains either Blades Front or Ward to summon Luster Cultists from your void until your board is full. Each randomly gains Blaze Front or Ward. This makes so much sense. Now you have to play the archetype to get the benefit of playing Teriel, which makes Teriel a way less versatile card depending on how easy it is to actually get Lustrix on the board. But now kind of forcing the players to get into that archetype and not just get a Teriel on there, it's gonna make sense. If they get Teriel on 7, it's gonna be such a strong win condition, it's insane. If you manage to get at least 3 or 4 Luster Cultists on the board and you play Teriel on 7, that's gonna be naughty. And guys, we were complaining about Hortuk, a 5/5 summon 2 minions 3/3 on 7. We were complaining around 11/11 stats. This guy has the potential of dropping 5 times 5 times 5, 25 plus 25. This guy has the potential of playing 31 and 25 plus 6, 31, and then 31, 34 stats on turn 7 with protected ward and front lines. Now that's a big win condition, and now Void Hate just becomes way much more relevant. Like, Teriel is actually a seriously big issue now, and you have to deal with it. Now you have to play Void Hate. So I'm guessing what the team is making. The approach to the team was, I'm gonna tell you what the approach of the team was. Whenever you were building a deck, there was not a big point on just focusing on going Void Hate, because if you go Void Hate, you would be really weak against the other decks. But now all of the other decks got a big hit. Deception got a big hit, Nature got a big hit, Magic got a big hit, which means now they're all weaker. So now there's a clear enemy to everybody on there. The clear enemy is gonna be dead and it's gonna be light. But you can counter both decks by playing Void Hate. And because the other decks are not that strong anymore, you're gonna be feeling a little bit more freely to run Void Hate because you're probably not gonna be in so much trouble against the other decks. That's the way of me thinking about it. So this is gonna be interesting. This is for sure not the balanced patch I was expecting, but it's for sure interesting balanced patch. Now remember, we will probably have time for another balance patch. This might not be the last one. What I'm afraid of is the last one might not have any time to be changed. Not any time to be, like, to see if it's actually working or not. So that got me a little bit scared. I hope they're gonna add some extra time to balance. But oh my god, that's a big change. This is a big change. And if I was hating on that, if I was hating on Dragon Deaths for a while, now they're gonna be on there, man. They're gonna be on there for absolutely sure. And that's insane. But that's gonna be the end of this review. I hope you guys enjoyed the points. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. My friends, my guys, it's gonna be an interesting meta. Not because I think now dragons are gonna be way more hated on. I think they're gonna eventually nerf them, but at the same time we have to see how much is the void hate gonna be a matter of the game right now. I think it's gonna be interesting. I actually think it's gonna be super interesting. Mentioning here before the next patch will be focused on deaths over performance. How did Brood escape and Doge? Well, there you go. We got the insights. We got the news. We got what everybody's looking at. Jimmy balancing. He's telling us, guys, do not worry because that is gonna get balanced. I'm just gonna say it. This is gonna be an interesting meta. I think this is time for anybody who likes to deck build to just go and say, okay, how can I include some void hate? And you know why it makes sense? Because all of those decks that were thinking, I don't wanna play void hate because I'm playing arena. I cannot play neutral cards. Well, guess what? You're fucked. You cannot play arena anymore because it doesn't even matter. So now you have space. Now you have time to actually play void hate. Now you can play the neutral cards. Now you can go for it. You're gonna be fine. It's not gonna be the end of the world. Yes, you're okay now. Is arena gonna be as playable as she used to? Maybe not that much. I still believe there's deck that benefits from her. You know, I don't think Mania is insanely strong, but Mage GP stayed the same. Concussion is still the same. And well, we're gonna see. Arena Light is a thing though, for real. Yeah, like Light actually stayed the same. Arena Light might be really good right now. Who knows? Build cultists and Karst. It's gonna be interesting, guys. But you won't have any cultists. It's gonna be spicy. I'm telling you, this is definitely changing a lot of the ways we play the game right now. And now people are gonna be able to be a little bit more. They're gonna have more space to hate on Dragon Death while deck building. Now Dragon Death is officially the aggro war of this expansion, of these days. It is the deck, it is the list that everybody's gonna want to play. And everybody, if you want to build a decent list, you're gonna have this one requirement. What is the one requirement? What was the one rule of gold we had over and over and over and over again? If you want to build a good deck, make sure you defeat the most played deck on ladder, the most aggressive deck on ladder. And that deck is gonna be Dragon Deaths. Dragon Deaths. That's gonna be Dragon Deaths. Where Worms to the Moon? I wouldn't go too crazy with any predictions right now because, I mean, you're looking at it right now. There's a chance Dragon Deaths will go and scatter. There's actually a chance they don't get a single nerf. People adapt to the meta. They play too well around it. There's nothing to complain about. There's a chance. There's also a chance they get nerfed. There's also a big chance they just get nerfed. So I would say, and I'm gonna end this review on this note. Be careful. Don't go panic selling, panic buying. Make sure to rest. Make sure you understand the changes. Make sure you get to try the cards you want to get into your deck. See what is actually useful, what is just copium. And then if you're feeling it, give it a shot. And then if you're feeling it, go and make your decisions. But this is no financial advice. This is just a patch notes. I'm just hitting you with the news. But it's gonna be a different, yeah, a little bit different times, I guess. Different times.
Well, that was easy.